Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ Game News USA here. I apologize for the lighting. My power is currently out. So this is sort of a new look for just this video. Because I got to talk about Poker Face Season 2. Right before the power went out, I just finished it up. And I got some thoughts on it. So if you're new to the channel, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you happen to like this look for some reason in the video, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll do it a little more often. Anyway, before we talk about Poker Face 2, let's talk about Poker Face Season 1. Season 1 was incredible. Season 1 was a nearly perfect show. And to be completely honest, Season 2 is not as good. I'll just lay it to you guys out there straight. Funny thing about it is, the first half of the second season was about just as good as Poker Face Season 1. But it fell off in the second half of the season, for sure. For sure it did. That being said, it's still tremendous. And I want to get into the positives first. So, right off the bat, instantly, I have to say, Natasha Lyonne playing Charlie Cale, again, knocked it out of the park. Literally, of almost any television show that's gone on the last few years, she has played her role the absolute best. The acting is absolute top notch. Not just by her, but the other characters too. But by her specifically, everything from the accent to the mannerisms, Charlie Cale is a true character that is worth watching. And it makes the show. That alone gives it an 8 out of 10. It makes it work. Now, what the hell is Poker Face exactly? Well, they had this overarching story that went on through the seasons, but it's more or less become almost a villain of the week show now, which is fine, but you still lost like the overarching story behind everything. There was a reason Charlie was on the run in Season 1. It becomes a little less clear in the tail end of Season 2, other than she wants to be. However, and this is a huge positive, every single episode is pretty well done. Every setting, every situation is very interesting. It's very intriguing to see how somebody thought they could get away with something or how Charlie figures it out. And of course, that's one of the crux of the show, right? It's one of the things that makes it good. It's also very funny. I have to give a positive because it's very funny. The humor isn't forced. It's not afraid to be violent. It's not afraid to push the limit on things or be vulgar when it needs to be or be nice when it wants to be. It does everything the right way. And it keeps you entertained the entire runtime. There's hardly any dips or lulls in what's going on. There's something here for everybody. There's some mystery involved, and there's intrigue that way as well. And with the villain of the week approach and them doing it well, it means every week you're getting a new story that you enjoy. Harken back to, let's say, Twilight Zone. You enjoy, each episode of Twilight Zone. Some might be better than others, but for the most part, if you really enjoy, like, an episode of the week sort of formula, this will work for you, for sure. So, and I also got to say that the visuals look great. I also like the old school font when it comes to just like credits rolling and stuff. These are just some like nerdy, geeky stuff that I'm geeking out about. Just stuff around the edges, everything like that. But anyway, I got to get to some of the negatives, though, okay? Because there are some. I've already alluded to it. you lose sort of the overarching theme in halfway through the second season. You just do. That's a little disappointing. At the same time, it is opened up now where if they do a season 3 or season 4, if there is no overarching theme, they could just keep making episodes that are like villain of the week for Charlie, which is fine. It's kind of a way the writers don't have to worry too much about an overarching story. But without that overarching story, it does feel just a little less important. Just a little bit. And I do think the season 1 episodes were a little more memorable in general, for sure, than what this season 2 is. Season 2, it was hard to match up what season 1 did. It didn't quite hit the high notes. It didn't quite hit the quality for me. Other than the performance by Natasha Lyonne, of course. So yeah, I do highly recommend this show, though. Watch the first season first, no doubt. It's definitely the best thing Peacock's got going on for it, because Peacock hasn't always been the greatest when it comes to its shows. This is a reason to stay subscribed, for sure. This is a show that's worth watching. I think there is a lot of mass appeal here. I can't think of anybody who doesn't like the Charlie Kell character. So, with that being said, guys, I think that wraps up this review. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Have you seen Poker Face? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. See ya.